Okay, so we're going to get into, first of all, why the sibling fights happen. And, we kind of already touched on that a little bit. Um, but I would say we always talk about going to the root because we could say, oh, it happens because they took a toy or this happened. They invaded their personal space or whatever. And all of those in my mind are essentially triggers. They are triggers. They're the last straw that broke the camel's back. They're that type of thing, but they're not necessarily the cause of the fight. The cause comes back to the things we always talk about. It comes back to the unmet needs. Maybe they're bored. Maybe they're hungry. Maybe they're sleep deprived. Maybe they need more attention from you. Maybe they need more space, time to themselves, right? Those are like the unmet needs. Now, of course, another reason that we were talking about is the imitation without regulation. They're modeling what they see us doing. Dad was frustrated. That's what frustration looks like. I'm frustrated with my sibling. This is how I'm going to behave because that's what I saw. Right. So it's almost not even, it's not a fight like we think it is a fight. It's like they're acting out the emotion in the world that they've seen acted out. They're just modeling. It's not even necessarily intentional. It's like when they learned how to walk, they weren't intentionally doing anything except trying to model what they've seen, right? There's no other motive there except I'm modeling, I'm copying. Another reason is that, and this is kind of what I talked about with reframing it, they're simply practicing. They're literally trying to practice dealing with conflict. The sibling took their thing and they're trying to get it back, and you think they're not doing a very great job at that, and they're probably not doing a very great job, but they're only doing what they know how to do. They're only doing the best they know. So they're just practicing.
That happened at a small level even this morning when we have guests here. Obviously, there's different interactions with kids at different ages and all kinds of situations, and they're playing with Legos, and they reach over and grab one, and the response was like, "Hey, I'm going to use that." And so the reaction is, "Well, I didn't know that." Right? It's just this, "Gah, wah."
Hearing, it's imitating.
And so I was like, "Oh, hey guys, just remember, just use kinder voices, and you can say the same thing with just a softer tone." And both of them were super responsive. They just went, "Oh," right, and brought it right back down. It's like, so we can even say that. So here's where you're giving them tools. You walk over and like, hey, say that exact same thing again, but just say it in a nice phrase. Like, oh, I was going to use that. Oh, okay, I didn't know. But, whoa,
Yeah.
what a difference!
Yeah.
Like you
So
can say the same thing without the reaction.
right. And we're going to talk more about the specific tools. But again, part of this reframing is remembering, oh, they're practicing these skills. And so, because we're going to talk about this, but one of the things that I know that I was so bad at this early on, we will go right into something. I don't forget the term for it, but it's just like a negative statement. We go into something like, stop, don't do that. Stop fighting. That's not helpful. When we say statements like that, it is not helpful because, like I said, they're practicing and they're only using the tools that they have. So instead of telling them something like stop fighting, we need to actually give them a tool that they can use instead of the tools they are using. See the difference there? When we tell them something simple like don't fight, they're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Stop
Well,
living in the world, stop
and
caring, stop having feelings?
especially if in the moment they feel like this is the only thing I can do.
Exactly.
Like this is my only tool. And you just walk in and say, don't use that tool. You're like, yeah.
Right.
Like,
So instead, we have to replace them with tools they can use. This is also just a reflection of the emotional climate. So that's another reason the fighting is happening. But we have to also remember the drama triangle. Like I want
wait,
to,
wait, wait. Before we do that though, the family emotional climate, I wanted to do this. Stress, chaos, and the parent's tone. So I want everyone to just do this for fun. 1 being it's pretty bad, and 10 being it's really great. Like things are good. Okay. So first one is stress. Just kind of give an assessment for this last week or in general. How stressful is your home? Again, let me finish. Let me switch this one. So 10 is really high stress. 1 is very low stress. So if you start looking at that and you're like, wait a minute, now another stressful weekend, another stressful weekend. Okay, there might be a problem here, right? If you're high stress often and a lot, and it's always something, it might be you, right? You might be setting that tone. And so you bring that back. For the most part, we should have pretty low stress family environments with an occasional like, whoa, okay, that was intense, but it's not the norm. If the norm is pretty high stress, start looking at ways to bring that down.
So I also want to share a little story about this that illustrates how this causes the sibling fights. But also think about it. Think about your level with
Why don't,
chaos.
I want to have them share.
Okay, but they can think about it while I'm telling you
Okay.
the story. So I just want to illustrate this for you so you recognize how this works, because I remember when I actually started noticing that this was a thing and how much it influenced and changed my parenting. Because, well, I'll just tell you about this was recently, but this has of course happened many times. I was working my office and I was frustrated about something, irritated, something like the technology stuff wasn't working. I couldn't get something to work that I needed to work. And it was so frustrating because it was taking me like 10 times longer than I thought it would work, than I thought it would, right? Normal. That's a normal experience. But I was irritated and bothered by it. Now, my daughter came in, Sandriana, who's 8 and very sensitive. Actually, just like me, I'm very sensitive. And she came in, and it's not like I was intentionally rude to her or anything, but I just was kind of dismissive a little bit. I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to fix this thing. It's annoying. Well, she absorbed that. She went into the other room and started arguing with her sister. Now I heard that, and immediately I was like, she caught my frustration. She caught my irritation, and she took it and spread it. This literally happens. Pay attention and you will see this literally happens. So I got up, I went in, I had her sit on my lap, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I literally just gave you my frustration. You caught it from me and you came out here and gave it to Sage. Let's all take a deep breath. Let's calm down." And I helped them understand what was happening. And then they're like, "Okay, all right. Yeah." And then we all felt better because I apologized for, doing that, spreading it. And then she was able to feel better and Sage was able to feel better. And then that was it. It was resolved. And I went back to my office and went back to work. That happens all the time if we start paying attention. So in a
Dad comes
way,
home has a bad day at work, throws open the doors like, those idiots. Ugh." And this beautiful, wonderful spirit that was happening at home is gone. And now everyone's upset. Right? Or vice versa. Like the day was really bad. And coming home, I feel fantastic. I had a great day walking on. Like it's really bad. And so we've got to notice when that happens and make the change, make that shift.
yeah.
Just really fast. So rate yourself on chaos. Chaos in your home. 1 is really low, 10 is really high. So on an average week, rate your chaos.
The most important thing to understand with this rating is that we have to recognize that we are unintentionally spreading that to our children. And so then, and it might happen in the moment, like there's more fighting right then, or maybe it just carries over. They pick it up and then they kind of go to bed with it. And then they wake up and they're grumpy and irritated and fighting. It carries over, it stacks. It doesn't just disappear just because. Emotions are not like that. They literally stack and they stay unless they are resolved.
So now some of you might be thinking, well, I'm not the source of this. My kids are the source of this. They bring the stress. They bring the chaos, which in some cases may be true. And at that point, we're like, well, wait a minute.
It doesn't, if I'm not saying it.
Well, say they go out and they have some stress or they have some chaos and they come home and they're like, well. So at that point, we're like, oh, that's where we have to be the adult. And we have to have that influence of like, okay, I'm gonna help them with their stress. I'm gonna help them de-stress.
I'm gonna
Bring
regulate.
order to their chaos. They come home like, da, 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 da. We help them settle down. figure things out, and we are the calming influence.
Yeah.
We
That
don't
is
want to
our
be the chaotic influence.
yes. That is our responsibility as the adults and the parents to be the calming, regulating influence because they don't know how. They literally have no clue. And I know many of us have no clue. That was me. But we can learn how to do this. Okay, so
Last thing, I got to do tone.
oh
I
my
got to do
goodness,
this. Sorry, everybody, rate your tone as a
I think
parent.
it's the only other
1 being
second.
fantastic, 10 being not so good. Rate your tone on an average week. How's the parent tone? And it's good to do it with your spouse too, because somebody might be like, I'm a 2, but my
Okay,
husband is a 10.
I did actually literally see a reel about this, or maybe it was a carousel on Instagram that said tone accounts for it was pretty high, like over 70% of disagreements and arguments in families. Tone matters.
Yeah.
It really does.